Hello everybody, it's Numerologist Michelle Buchanan here with your numerology forecast for February 2023. Let me begin by giving you a quick rundown of the 7 universal year number that sets the tone for all of us. The energy of the universal year number 7 for 2023 influences every single one of us. And then we have our own personal year number that lays on top of the universal vibration. So we're kind of blending the universal year number forecast with our personal year number forecast that I'll get to your personal year number forecast in a moment. I'm just going to do the intro for that 7 universal year. So just to remind you, that 7 year this year is a really important year because it's saying this is the year where we really need to increase our spiritual connection. This is the foundation that will take us through any personal or global challenges that we may find ourselves in. It's the wind beneath our wings. It's the strength that gets us through. It's the fortitude, the courage, the confidence that gets us through any challenges that we may face in our life this year. And it's really cool because once we establish that really strong, powerful, disciplined spiritual connection this year, it'll carry us through for the rest of our lives. Now, many of us already have a strong spiritual practice. And for those of us who already do, it's really just a matter of amplifying it a little bit, putting more energy and a bit more attention into it than we already do. But there'll be many people that haven't got a regular spiritual practice at all. And many people, such as those people, will find that spiritual path this year. So there's a lot of people that are going to have a massive awakening this year. There's a lot of energy, a lot of light, a lot of celestial energy, a lot of divine energy coming from ascended masters, our galactic family of light. This is an astrological thing as well as a numerological thing that's happening with the energy of the planet and everybody on it. So much light has been shining down on us to wake us up and to recharge our batteries and help us to find our connection to source energy, because we are energetic beings. We are an extension of source energy in physical form, and many of us don't realize that and are living our life randomly, just sort of going through the motions and that program of what it means to be a human being in the Western world. But we're not that. That's the story we've been fed. We are a strong, powerful, creative being. We're an extension of source energy. And we're creative. We manifest based on our thoughts and our beliefs, and we're extremely powerful. We have an army of assistants at our fingertips. We've got ascended masters and great beings and powers of light from the great central sun. We've got an angelic realm with archangels and Archangel Michael and Raphael and a hierarchy of beautiful angelic energy. We've got a galactic family of light. We've got starseed energy. We've got elementals and nature working with us. We've got planet Earth herself, which is sending us love and light. And love and light has been sent to planet Earth and to humanity. We have spirit guides and guardian angels. We have ancestors and lost loved ones in spirit. We have our own higher self and many aspects of our own soul energy, all gunning for us right now, all there to support us and assist us as we raise our vibration and move into a higher frequency where we are more consciously aware of what's really going on out there that we may not be able to see with the physical human eye, that extends above and beyond the conventional material physical world. And many of us are having a massive awakening to these facts and this information this year. So it's a very important time. And that is also the key to creating a solid, stable foundation within your own self, within your own well-being, that's going to keep you centered in a high vibration, healthy, in alignment with life itself. So you're more in synchronicity with life. You're more in the right place at the right time. You're happier. You find creative solutions to problems much quicker, much easier. You just feel overall more connected to the oneness of all that is. And that's why your spiritual practice, whether it's regular meditation combined with prayer and conversation with spirit. Now, prayer is not a religious thing. It's a connection with source energy or the divine or the universe or loved ones in spirit or the angelic realm or all of the above, because it's all one thing anyway. or whatever it is that you believe in. All prayer is having a conversation and putting time aside like you would with any friendship or any relationship. Dedicated time to have a conversation, to share your thoughts and feelings, to call in the assistance that you may need, to send thanks and gratitude for all the wisdom and everything that we have in our life that is so amazing and how blessed we are. So prayer is communicating and conversing with that higher power. You don't have to be on your hands and knees. It's not a religious thing. It's a spiritual thing. So whatever your practice is, whether you spend a lot of time in nature, you spend time in solitude, contemplation, studying personal growth and spiritual development works, online classes, yoga, breath work, qigong, there are so many different modalities out there and so many different paths to the source energy, so many different ways, and everyone has their own way. But for this year, we're being encouraged to find whatever way it is for us and expand on that, grow that, strengthen that connection, because this is the key to everything moving forward. I cannot stress it enough. And this universal year is a year of truth, where certain truths are going to be exposed. And it's a matter of us being, open to these new truths, information that's coming on a global level, on a political, economic kind of sort of medical, all kinds of things coming together where certain truths will be exposed. And it's our job to accept truth as easily and quickly as we possibly can and not hold on too long and too tightly in any sort of state of horror or anger or disgust or unforgiveness. We need to process, we need to digest, process the information in a healthy way as quickly as we possibly can without, we have to give it the acknowledgement that it deserves, embrace it for what it is, but not let it lower our vibration, because that is the key. We need to maintain that high vibration with that newfound information or those truths that are being exposed, and we can't let that truth take us down, because we're flying high. We are raising our vibration. The planet's going into a higher frequency. We've got all this assistance helping us to do that. And we're not going to be left behind because we can't handle some of the truths that are coming out. We're going to be soldiers. We're going to be legends. We're going to take those truths on the chin and we're going to move through into better solutions and how we can create this new earth, what things we can do to improve and change and create new systems and new communities and come together as one in a high vibration and love and light, and let those sort of the past be the past. What else can I tell you? It's also a year where it's about also looking at your own self and your own sort of own personal truths. So it's a great year for diving into self-analysis, really getting to know yourself and know why you are the way you are. What makes you you? Why do you behave the way you do? What triggers you? What's your shadow side? And what do you need to do to improve it? So it's a self-improvement year. It's a self-awareness and then a self-improvement year, because in those improvements, you raise your vibration. And the higher your vibration, the more in alignment you are, and the easier it is to manifest positive outcomes to some of the things that you want. All right? So that's the incentive there. And also being aware that on top of that 7 universal year number that we're in, that influences every one of us, there's a personal month number for February, a universal month number for all of us in February, and that's a 9-month. So the 9-month within that 7 universal year is saying out with the old to make way for the new. So for all of us in the 7 universal month of a 7 universal year, it's saying lighten your load. Let go of the heavy sandbags that are lowering your vibration. What is it that's bringing you down? What is it that you've outgrown? What are the bad habits or the negative environments that you keep going back to, or that you're ready to move forward but you're still holding on to? Maybe it's better the devil maybe it's better that I just stay here and don't take a chance with a new situation because I'm afraid that it might not work out, so I'll just stay where I am even though I'm miserable and unhappy. Or whether it's you've outgrown people, or you've outgrown the work you're doing, or you've even outgrown a mindset or a way of thinking and living. Well, now is the month encouraging us to let go, cut those strings, cut those cords of anything that lowers your vibration, anything that doesn't feel good anymore, sort of bad habits, or even just forgiveness. Being able to forgive and let go and move on and move into some fresh territory. So this is a universal month of out with the old to make way for the new, so that we can raise our vibration by cutting away and letting go and dropping those heavy, heavy sandbags, those useless things we've been carrying around on our shoulders that are lowering our vibration. We're saying goodbye to those. Chop, chop, off you go. See you later, bye. And we're moving into a higher frequency, all right? So that's the universal forecast with that 7 universal year and the 9 universal month. Now let's take a look at our own individual personal month and personal year numbers. And just before I dive into that, I need to quickly tell you that I'm still running my 2 for the price of 1 numerology report. This is a 26 or 27 page report of your complete numerology chart from your birth certificate name and date of birth. It will give you your destiny, your life path, your soul's urge, what you're destined to be and do in this life, what challenges will hold you back, what your potential is for happiness. It will also give you a 12 month by month forecast of the next 12 months and what's in store for you, so you can be aware of what's coming, use that energy to your advantage, and prepare for any upcoming challenges and face them head on and do the work before it gets there, so it's not so challenging when it arrives. And they are 2 for the price of 1. So you just go to my website, click on numerology charts and reports. It's the personality profile and 12-month forecast report. Click on that, buy your first one as per normal. And when I get it, I'll send it to you. And I'll ask you when I send it back, please send me the details of your free second report for anybody of your choice. All right, I'll leave that with you. And now let's move on to the calculation method to calculate your personal year number for the whole of 2023. You will have this number for the whole year. So let's begin by giving you that calculation formula. So we're going to take the day and month of your birth date and we're going to add that to number 7. All right, why number 7? Because 2023 adds up to 7, the day and month of your birth date. So let's use 28th of March as an example, and we're adding that to 7. 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 3 is 13, and 13 plus 7 is 20. The second rule of thumb is add together any double-digit numbers you get until you eventually get a single number between 1 and 9. And that's your personal year number for the year. So in our example, we got 28th of March. That adds up to 20 when we add it to 7. We're going to add the 2 and the 0 together to get a single digit, and that's a 2 personal year number. One more example, one more time. At the day and month of your birth date to number 7, keep adding any double-digit numbers together until you get a single number between 1 and 9. I'll use the example, the 14th of May. 14th of May, 1 plus 4 is 5, 5 plus 5 is 10. Now we're adding that to 7, 10 and 7 is 17. Add any double-digit numbers together to get a single number between 1 and 9. 1 plus 7 is 8. That's an 8 personal year number. All right, I will leave that with you, and let's move on now to the forecast for personal year number 1. You guys are in a whole brand new beginning this year. Now, if you want some more information about this 1 year that you're in, go back into my videos on my YouTube page and find the video for the 2023 numerology forecast, and there you can hear a lot more detail and information about the 1 year that you're in. For that 1 year, it's all about a whole new 9-year cycle that you've now entered. So it's still a little bit of out with the old to make way for the new energy. There's still a little bit of loose ends that need tying up, and you're moving forward into this whole new beginning. So new opportunities will present themselves to you this year. So in order for you to make those opportunities definite and to make them good quality opportunities coming into your path, raise your vibration. Do more of what makes you feel good. Be positive, be optimistic. If there's any new opportunities that you would like to attract in your life, give it attention with the law of attraction. Visualize yourself having that opportunity already in your life, like it's already happening right now. Let's say it's a new job that you wanted. You would say the affirmations regularly. I am in a new job that I love, that pays me well. I am working a career that I enjoy. I am getting paid good money to do what I love. Start creating some positive affirmations around that. Start visualizing seeing yourself already working in a new job, or being in a relationship, or moving into a new town, or starting a new hobby, or being a new type of person that you would love to be, a more confident person, a more positive person. You would say the affirmations, I am positive and I love myself unconditionally. I am successful in my work. I am abundant. I am happy. You create that by what you say and what you do and what you think and believe. And that's what the 1 year is about, creating that new foundation and that positive, optimistic mindset, taking the world by storm and going for it. Remember, though, the tone of the 7 universal year is also slow and steady wins the race. So things may not happen as quickly as you would like, but they will happen. So stick with it. Now, for the month of February, you're in a 3 personal month with that 1 year. And the 3 year represents, 3 different key themes. 1, communication, 2, creativity, and 3, well, actually probably 4 themes, happiness and joy, and the 4th theme being people and socialization. So this month, you're being asked to communicate honestly and authentically what you really think and feel. Speak your mind. Be honest about what's really going on in your mind instead of expecting people to be mind readers and to know what you want and what you're feeling. You're going to need to communicate it. It's a month to get things off your chest. All right, to have your say. Now, for some people, they won't be able to actually have their say directly with another person, or it's not possible, or it's something you don't want to do, you're not quite ready for. Write down what you have to say then in situations like that. Journaling or writing a letter that you save for the right time so you can get things off your chest at a later date when that opportunity arises, but you've used this 3 month of communication to get it down on paper. All right, so get those ideas down, to get those words and thoughts down. That's why journaling or letter writing, regardless of whether you send the letter or not, is really important. It's about you expressing, getting things out. It's also about, on the other hand, because the 3 month that you're in is about communication, it's also about not using your words for negative. So it's really, and because it's such a creative month, especially because 3 represents creativity and manifestation, and the number 1 year that you're in for the whole year, that's a powerful manifestation creative number 2. And here you are with this combination of a 1 and a 3 for February. You're manifesting big time. So you got to realize your words are affirmations, and what you say, you attract. What you say, you're sending it out into the universe to bring it right back to you. So you've got to be careful of what you say. You've got to make sure that you're speaking in positive, as opposed to, criticizing, complaining, moaning, talking about, oh, I'm such a loser, or bad things always happen to me, or this is so unfair. You're just attracting more of that into your life. So be really careful about the words that you use and try to be more optimistic, because 3 is the number of happiness, joy, inspiration, and positivity and optimism. So it's a month to try and see the glass half full, to try and be as optimistic as you can. Creativity in terms of manifestation, but also a great time to come up with creative ideas, creative talents, or, artistic pursuits if you're that way inclined. Not everybody is, but some people are. So for those that are, great time to get back in touch with your artistic, creative side. Another thing to know for this month is to be a bit more social, to get out there, to be a mover and a shaker, to make yourself known, to express yourself. There are many people that are introverted and aren't so social. And for you, that might mean something as simple as, going into a shop or a cafe or a library or somewhere that you wouldn't normally go into, and just do some new things and put yourself around people. You don't necessarily need to be having conversations and trying to make friends with people. It's really just placing yourself where people are so that you're at least in the energy of others. Okay, and it's okay if it's too difficult to sort of reach out and have random conversations with strangers. Although if you did, you might be surprised at how positive the results would be if you can find the courage to do that. So it is an energy to reach out and connect with other people in a positive way. So just make sure as well that you got to be careful that you don't put your foot in your mouth too, because it is about communication. So if you've got secrets that people and information, private information that you've been privileged to be given by someone you know, don't go spreading the gossip. Don't go telling the secrets. Communication works both ways. It's a double-edged sword. And, only, what you put out, what you put out, you get back, and what you get back, you put out, and all the rest of it goes round and round in a karmic way. So don't draw any negative, experiences to yourself by sort of having, no integrity when it comes to communication. So using communication in a positive way. And also this month is saying, do more of what feels good. It's so important in terms of raising our vibration. That puts us in alignment with being in the right place at the right time, improves our health, improves our well-being, makes it easier for us to manifest things we're deliberately trying to attract with the law of attraction. Feeling good and doing things that make us feel good. It could be anything. It could be going for a run. It could be dancing to some music. It could be eating a block of chocolate that you just love the taste of and it's your favorite thing and it feels so good when you eat it. Just remember, if you do that, don't beat yourself up after, okay? Because it kind of cancels it all out, all the positiveness. So doing more of what feels good and finding out what makes you not feel good. So this month is also highlighting what takes me out of alignment. What is preventing me from being happy and feeling good? Am I in fear? Am I negative? Am I afraid I'm going to get my heart broken? Am I feeling lack of confidence? Is it I feel like I've just got no self-esteem? Do some self-awareness and some self-examination to find out what makes you unhappy so that you can improve and work on those things to get yourself in a more positive space. So I'll leave that with you and I'll move on now to personal year number 2. You guys are in a year where it's a really interesting year, the 2 year, especially with the 7 universal year, because both the 2 year and the 7 universal year, it's a slow paced year where there are going to be times where you'll feel like nothing is happening. It's like things slow down, but don't be fooled by the lack of activity because things really actually are still happening. It's just that it's happening behind the scenes. All right. And if there's one thing you can guarantee that you need to have in this slow-paced personal year, is also the same thing as the 7 universal year. And it's you need to have patience. You need to have patience and you need to know that everything is happening in divine order and timing. And it's almost like you had a 1 year last year of new beginnings and new opportunities, and it was a really proactive year and an action-based year, whereas this year is more about stabilizing and consolidating what you've already created, and you're kind of waiting for things to come to fruition. All right, so take your time, fine-tune things behind the scenes. It's really just giving things time to mature and manifest behind the scenes, really. So what you can do is, in the meantime, you keep yourself in a high vibration. This is a very strong intuitive cycle that you're in this year. So it's where you're learning to get away from the sort of busy mind and touching more in with the heart center, more listening to your intuitive hits. And what do I feel intuitively? Answering questions and making decisions based on your gut instinct and your gut feeling and your intuition, as opposed to sort of logic and reason, and that's very strong this year. So that's why it's a really good year to do any kind of thing that's developing your psychic abilities. Now, if you want to know more about your 2 year in more detail, go back onto my YouTube page, find the video for 2023 numerology forecast, and there you will find even more information about your 2 personal year this year. Now, it is a year where we can be hypersensitive, so realize that you're more sensitive than you may normally be. So therefore, you need to be aware that you don't overreact, because sometimes in that hypersensitivity, we can speak in a tone that's not kind of pleasant. We can jump to conclusions. We can get all worked up and all feisty. So, and also we can feel like really sad, and we can feel like, because the 2 represents emotions. So what can happen in the 2 year is it can bring to the surface any repressed emotions or any emotional energy that needs to be acknowledged, understood, and then embraced and released, so that we're purging. We're purging any sort of emotional energy that's trapped, that's still waiting to come out. So it may drift to the surface and you'll wonder, what the heck is going on? Why am I feeling so emotional? Everything in my life is kind of okay, but I'm feeling really emotional. That's the kind of thing that can happen in a 2 year. Relationship issues that are brewing beneath the surface may rise to be addressed, so be aware of that. It's a great energy for people that are open and have a healthy mindset about love and relationships, and have a healthy sense of self-esteem, and really believe that love is out there, and really believe that they are lovable and they deserve love, and really are wanting to give love and make another person's life better. Somebody who really wants to complement another's life and has a healthy mindset about love and relationships can meet the love of their life in this year. So be aware of that. Those that would love to meet the love of their life or have a nice, positive, healthy love relationship, it's possible for you as well. But because we attract what we are, or we attract what we need to learn, which isn't always matching up with what we want. We may want this healthy, amazing, mutually loving, flawless relationship, but we've got a lot of work to do within ourselves. We will then attract what we need to learn. So that's why it's in our best interest to do the work. Do that work on yourself. Create that belief and trust that relationships are relationships are positive, that you can trust another person with your heart, that you are lovable, that you are deserving of love, that there are good partners out there in the world, and work on your self-esteem and work on those positive beliefs, and you will attract that into your life. But first you have to do the work, okay? It's also a great year to work on self-love and self-esteem. Now, you guys are in the month of February, and that means you're in a 4 personal month with that 2 personal year that you're in. And the 4 personal month is giving you an opportunity to do whatever is needed to be done, do the work in whatever area of your life. And some people, it's all of the areas I'm about to explain that need work. And some people, it's just one area. So for example, it's the 4 is saying, do the work in whatever area is needed in your life to get it where it needs to be, to get everything up to scratch, to get everything in its high potential. So whether that's financial, that would mean for people that need to get themselves financially sorted, you would need to budget. You would need to look at cost cutting. You would need to downsize your spending. You would need to be more self-disciplined. You would need to find other ways to earn and to start saving. And so therefore balancing your books, being smart about your finances, and therefore it's doing the work that needs to be done on a financial level. Someone else might be needing to do what needs to be done to get themselves, in their highest potential health-wise. So therefore it might mean having a medical check, looking at what you're lacking, looking at vitamins you might need to take, and making some lifestyle adjustments, stop changing your diet, eating a healthier diet, exercising more, and getting your physical body into shape so that you're in top potential. Someone else, it might be emotional or psychological, getting yourself together from the inside. And that might mean letting go of negative limiting beliefs, working on your psychological well-being, learning how to be more positive, maybe getting some counseling, maybe getting some sort of kinesiology or Psych K or sort of body talk or some sort of modality that's going to help you to be aware of what your triggers are, sort of being able to release them energetically and psychologically. Other people, it might be getting your business where you need it to be. So it might mean training in some new talents and gifts and abilities that you can offer in your business. It might be upgrading a business system, your accounting system, or, working in a partnership with other people. Like everybody's life is different, guys. But the 4 personal month that you are in for February with your 2 year, it's basically trying to get you to put your head down, your bum up, and do whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where you want it to be be and where you need it to be, so that you move forward from this point on, after you've done that groundwork, in a much more solid and more positive position. All right, so do the work. Slow and steady wins the race. Cross your T's, dot your I's, be persistent, don't give up, and be disciplined. All right, so I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 3. You guys are in a year where, there's 4 themes going on for you this year. One is communication. So it's about you speaking your truth. It's about you getting things off your chest, having conversations to clear the air. It's about you, even if you have to express and communicate your thoughts and feelings and you're not able to speak directly with the person or people that might be involved, journaling then. Journal it, write letters, get that information out. It's a time of self-expression. And other people, it's not so much self-expression and communication. It can be self-expression and body movement. So for some people in a 3-year, they might take up dance, or they might take up another physical activity or a sport or yoga or, running or, everybody's life is different, but you are learning to express yourself more, to become more familiar with your body, to communicate and speak your true, authentic truth. It's also about being really wise in how you use your words. Every word is an affirmation, and it's magnetic and it's creative. So everything you say, so when you say, oh, I'm such an idiot, oh my God, this always happens to me, oh, I'm always making this mistake. What are you doing? You're affirming that, you're manifesting that, you're inviting it into your life and creating more of that exact same thing in your world. We don't want that. So therefore, it's about learning how to use your communication, learning how to express yourself and use your words in the positive. Okay, I am in the right place at the right time. I always find the answer to my problems. I'm always taken care of. Things always work out for me. Hey, I might make a mistake, but it's all right. It resolves itself, and I learn from my mistakes. I'll do better next time. You see the difference in the energy? And so it's about you learning how to express yourself in a more positive way, moving away from the criticizing, complaining, moaning, telling your story, and moving into, well, now I know what I don't want. What do I want? And what is that? What do I want? In the positive tense. What do you want? And look at how you can get it. So the 3 is also the number of joy and positivity and optimism and happiness. So it's about you really making an effort this year, and life is on your side to help you do it because you're in a 3 cycle. So life is all there waiting in the wings, waiting to help you and assist you to become more optimistic, to see the glass half full, sort of instead of half empty. It's right there waiting in the wings, waiting to help you to be more positive about yourself, about your life, and about everything that's going on around you, because the 3 is saying, find your joy, find your joy. 3 does not like being in negative energy. And so what it may first of all do this year is may highlight what makes you unhappy. So that that's a gauge somewhere, hey, this is the direction this is what makes me unhappy. This is why I'm unhappy. These are the steps I need to take to change those things so that I can start to become more happy, more in peace, in a harmony. Another couple of themes that come up with the 3-year that you're in is, being more social and finding your tribe and being around people that make you feel good and releasing your attachments to people or environments or situations that don't make you feel good. And if you find that you're becoming a bit more positive, but you have sort of negative people around you or verbal people that like to moan and complain, spend less time with them. Cut the conversations down. Say, look, I've got to go now, or I've got to get off the phone, or or change the subject. Find ways to shift the energy so you're not sort of stewing in that negative emotion, negative energy if you don't want to be there, but the people around you are. It's about you having the courage to step out and maybe make yourself known, get out and about, be a bit more of a mover and shaker. It's also a time to it's a very powerful creative cycle with the law of attraction, because number 3 is a creative number. It's a creative number that enhances our artistic creative abilities as well as creative ideas. But it's also a very powerful creative number with the law of attraction and manifestation. So you've got to be extra careful about what you're giving attention to, because we attract what we think about the most, or what we attract, what we believe to be will be. So start putting most of your attention upon what you want rather than what you don't want, because you're going to manifest anyway, regardless. So at least it gives you a better chance of manifesting things that you want rather than what you don't want. Now, for you, for the month of February, you're in a 3 personal year number, but you actually are in a 5 personal month. And so that 5 personal month that you're in with your 3 personal year is about change. It's about progress, movement, and change. Now, this combination of numbers, the 3 personal year with the 5 personal month, man, there can be a lot of activity, a lot going on. So extra effort is required from you to be grounded. First thing you need to know is you can't let yourself get carried away in all the drama of life. You need to pay extra attention to keeping yourself calm, centered, grounded, practical, organized, structured, and disciplined. All right? So that you can go about whatever comes your way. You're grounded. You're still earthbound. You're not up in the clouds going, oh my God, I'm in the spin cycle of the washing machine, and you're over here, you're over there, and you're just chasing your tail and you really don't accomplish much. Because both the energy of the 3 and the 5 are both what's called a scattered energy, and that means it's very changeable, and it makes it hard for us to focus. Because it's changeable, we can be going in one direction, and then boom, something comes from left field, because it is a very random energy, especially the 5, where anything can happen, and it usually does. And it's an energy of change. So what you want to do is be really adaptable and flexible so that you're able to change course at the last minute if unexpected things come, and that you let go of whatever plans were or whatever was, you let go of what is, and you adapt and pivot as quickly as you can into the new experience or the new opportunity. It can be a very dynamic combination of numbers. Some people go off the rails in terms of partying or being a bit naughty or a little bit, they can go rogue. You know, like some people can go, I'm going to take off and go traveling through Bali, or I'm going to get wasted and party for like 2 days in a row, or I'm just going to throw caution to the wind and not pay my bills and go blow my money at the casino. You know, everybody's different, but it is a kind of a carefree, adventurous, kind of cheeky, naughty, I want to have some fun and I'm sick of playing by the rules, I just want to go rogue kind of vibe. So don't you worry if you feel like you want to do something a bit crazy. I would expect that. It obviously depends on your whole chart and the rest of your numbers as to sort of how these numbers influence us. But if you wanted some more information about your 3 year and your 5 month that you're in, you can also listen to go to my YouTube page and find the video for 2023 personal year number, and then go to personal year number 3. And then you can also go to personal year number 5, because even though it's the year description, the meaning is still the same, even though it's applied to your month for this month, just to get some added information if you want some. So the 5 month is saying, you know, extra effort to be organized, be disciplined, be focused, and also, you know, have a bit of adventure, have some fun. If you can do something different, especially it might be like, even some people's lives are quite restricted and they really don't have much room for movement. The sort of responsibilities, obligations, finances dictate that they're kind of restricted. So even if it's something simple like driving a different way home, or, you know, buying a different brand of bread or food or something from the supermarket, like in your own little limited world, find new ways of doing things just to shake things up a bit, because it's in the shaking up that we give our energy kind of revitalized. It gives it a little bit of a booster, a bit of a shake up. If you've got changes that need to be made in your life, this is the month to make them. So if you've got some changes that you know you need to make, but you're not making them, they may be forced upon you. So that's why sometimes it's better to be proactive and make those changes yourself while you're in the driver's seat, and you're making those changes deliberately with you in control, as opposed to you being, you know, stagnating and sort of not making changes you know you need to be made, and procrastinating. And then what do you know? The universe does it for you unexpectedly at an inconvenient time, and then you're on the back foot, and we don't want that, right? Okay, so I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 4. You guys are in a 4 personal year, and that is a year of, you know, putting your head down, your bum up, doing the work, doing whatever needs to be done to get yourself and your life where it needs to be, because it's creating a solid foundation that will take you through for the next 9 years. And this is about laying the foundation. So some people, the effort and the work to lay a solid foundation to take you through to the next few years in your life. For some people, it might be a health issue. It might be getting your health in tip-top shape, doing what you need to do, what needs to be done to get your health in top order. Okay. Other people, it might be finances. Got to get my finances in order to get myself on top. So therefore, I've got to cut down my spending. I've got to look at new ways of drawing income in. I've got to budget. I've got to, maybe get financial assistance or financial advice if I need it, or not overspend, or, all those kinds of things. Other people, it could be, I've got to get my life in order emotionally. I'm a complete basket case. I'm so insecure and I'm so afraid of bad things happening in life. I need to sort my shit out this year. So I need some psychological and emotional assistance. So you may go get some counseling. You may start really doing it on your own and starting to really make an effort to be positive and start looking and visualizing of how you want things to be, and how, saying some positive affirmations about how happy you are and how good life is for you, and making a real effort to get yourself emotionally on form, to get yourself mentally on form, and doing whatever work that needs to be done to get yourself in that place. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's circumstances are different. And some people need assistance in every area, financial, emotional, health-wise, all kinds of things. Everyone's different. But the main thing to remember about this year is do the work. Put the effort in, because the universe is assisting you in your quest. And even though it may be a bit of effort required and a bit of hard work, which is a pain in the neck sometimes, I know, but the rewards are there if you do it. Okay? The rewards are there. Now, if you want some more information about your 4-year, go back onto my YouTube video channel, find the video for 2023 numerology forecast, and you can find another description there for the 4-year to get some more information. Now, for the month of February, you're in a 6 month, and that 6 month is about being there for those who need you. It's about being of service to others. All right. So it can be a time where, there's a focus on domestic affairs. So that can be things to do with the home, things to do with, family, children, relationships, partners, in-laws. It can be neighbors. It can be the community. It can be work colleagues. It can be clients. So people may need your assistance. And so it's a time to really be there as a selfless servant without expecting anything in return. It is a time of, coming together with community projects, being involved in things, or even just checking on your neighbors, checking that your friends are doing okay. There's some crazy shit going on out there in the world, and some people are really afraid. Some people really need help, and this is the time to really be there, to be that shoulder to cry on. This is also a time of relationship issues that have been brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. So it's really about, letting them come to the surface and working your way through them. Now, some relationships, some things cannot be resolved. And in those cases, some people will, agree to disagree and part ways. Other people, things can be improved, whether it's a relationship issue with a child or a best friend or a love partner or a family member. And it's a matter of, I think of these things are like our spa partner. We're having sparring out life so that we can expand and grow together. And this is how we learn and grow. And some things, we need those clashes. We need those challenges so that we can both learn and grow and take the relationship to a deeper level of understanding as a result. And that's what can happen in the 6th cycle as well. But it can feel like, a bit of a sacrifice. I've got to be there for other people, for some people. And then other people, it's more like there'll be people that don't really have to be there for other people, but it's where they are needed in terms of your own self. So working on your own self-worth, working on your own self-esteem, working on your own health and well-being, working on your own, personal limits and boundaries, and having an even exchange of giving and receiving for you, and filling your own cup up so that you can be in a positive space, and you are, get all that you need moving forward to be in a high vibration. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 5. You guys are in a year of progress, movement, and change where anything can happen, and it usually does. And this is a time of, sometimes it's where life shakes things up. You're halfway through the 9-year cycle. The 1 year's new beginnings, the 9 years endings, the 5 year is smack bang in the middle. And sometimes it's where life says, hey, let's change the playing field. Let's shake things up. So be aware, be adaptable, be flexible, so that if any unexpected things come or plans change, things aren't too set in stone. You're not too attached and too rigid about things must go a certain way. You need to say, hey, ideally I'd like things to go this way, but if they don't, I'm aware, I'm adaptable, I'm flexible, I will pivot into wherever I'm led, because whatever happens is what's meant to be, and I'm down with that because I know that it will work out for me either way regardless. And having that kind of mindset so that you accept any changes, or that you feel confident enough to deliberately go out there and make any changes that you know you need to make. And you're in flow, you're in harmony, you're light, you're breezy, you're flowing with that natural changing energy that is trying to push you in a new direction, that you don't resist it, because what you resist persists. And if there's changes that need to be made, we want you making them proactively, where you're in the driver's seat rather than on the back foot because it happened to you at the most inconvenient time, because you were pushing against it and weren't listening and weren't following the call, and you were resisting it, and then boom, it just happened, the levee broke, and now you've got to pick up the pieces. And you could have done it ahead of time if you were being proactive. So it's that kind of vibe. It's also a really positive, dynamic vibe as well, where magical things can happen. And it's really about taking advantage of that magic and believing that anything can happen. The world really is your oyster, and being positive and being adventurous and creating more space and more fun and more freedom in your life. Now, if you want more information about this 5-year, go back to my YouTube video page and find the video for 2023 numerology forecast and click on the number 5, and you will have more information about that 5-year for you there. Now, for the month of February, you guys are in a 7-month, and that works really well with the 7 universal year. So you're in a 7 personal month with your 5 personal year for February, but it's also a 7 universal year this year. So those numbers tie very nicely together. And this is where it's about you going deeper, finding your spiritual connection, looking at life through that wiser perspective of, I'm a soul. I've come here to learn and grow. This is Earth School. I've come to expand and experience all the different flavors. And all those different flavors can be challenging and they can be positive. And that's just the way of life. But I can handle whatever comes my way. And life is an adventure for me. And it's about raising your awareness about how you perceive yourself and how you perceive the world. And the 7 is about, uncovering the secrets and mysteries of the universe, digging deeper, making yourself familiar with some of these universal sacred sciences like numerology, like astrology, like, intuitive reading, like energy healing and breath work and the connection of the chakras and the energetic system and all these kinds of things that are really fascinating subjects. Now, the 7 is interesting because it's almost like a push me, pull me energy that you're in. The 5-year wants to go all guns blazing, full steam ahead at 100 miles an hour. And the 7 is going slow down, go within. So you might sort of feel a bit of a conflicting energy with that going forward, going back, going forward, going back. I want to go full steam ahead, but I'm wearing concrete boots. So it's kind of like being, sort of letting go and surrendering to the divine timing of things and not forcing things to happen, with your will. So it's about knowing that divine timing is in charge over your own willpower, right? So there's something bigger than you, and it's called the universe or the divine source energy, and it knows more about what you need and how things need to unfold in your life than you do. So that's when you need to get out the way and surrender to it and let it be, and go where you're led and trust that everything will be perfect. So I'll leave that with you. And I'll move on now to personal year number 6. You guys are in a year where, you may be called to be of service to people that need you. For the 6, it can be sort of, a focus on domestic affairs, things to do with the home, things to do with garden, to do with renovating, to do with makeovers, to do with people, family issues, being a shoulder to cry on for people you know. It can be neighbours. Neighbours may need you. It may mean friends. It may mean work colleagues, neighbours, your family members, like people in general, the community. And this year is where you kind of want to get out of your own self-centeredness and sort of move into more of a selfless kind of state, because the 6 is saying, be of service without expecting anything in return. Offer your time, offer your guidance, offer your knowledge, offer any goods that you may have, any sort of assistance you can offer, any sort of monetary assistance you may need, or just psychological counseling, or even just listening and just being there for those that might need help. And again, relationship issues may that have been brewing beneath the surface may rise to be resolved. And it's given you the perfect opportunity to have those conversations that need to be had to reach a clearer understanding of what's going on. And if you want some more information and more detail about this 6th personal year that you're in, go to my YouTube channel, find the video of the 2023 numerology forecast, and there you can click on the 6th year to get even more information. Now, for the month of February, you're in an 8-month, and that is a focus on money, business, career, personal power, and manifestation. So the first thing I want to say is it's a very powerful manifestation cycle. So it really is where you need to familiarize yourself with the law of attraction. Okay, you need to be aware that you're a creative being, that your thoughts and your emotions manifest and attract. They are magnetic. So what do you think? What do you say? What do you believe? How do you see the world? Because you're attracting based on that. So it's time to tweak. It's time to upgrade and improve what you believe about yourself, what you believe about your capabilities, what you believe about life, and what you believe about your ability to attract positive outcomes. And so understanding how important it is and how responsible you need to be regarding your thoughts and emotions, and really getting to know the law of attraction like the back of your hand. So what I suggest you do, go on YouTube if you haven't already and find Abraham Hicks and learn about the law of attraction. There are hundreds of law of attraction Abraham Hicks videos for free on YouTube, and you can really get to understand that. It's a month that you need to focus on finances, all right? So, money comes, money goes. You may end up having to spend a bit more money. You might end up being able to attract a bit more money. It might be a bit of both. It's a time where some people are looking at career changes, or things change at work, or things improve at work, or there's room for movement at work, or some people leave work, or some people get made redundant. Everybody's different, but it is sort of centered on finances, career, legal matters, investments, property, also to do with self-employment or what else? But mostly for everybody, regardless of your financial or career situation, it's also encouraging you to reclaim your personal power so that you no longer become disempowered by other people or disempowered by worries, fears, limiting beliefs, and that you hold your center, you become self-empowered, courageous, strong, optimistic, positive, and you really stand your ground and become a force to be reckoned with. And those are the things to be aware of for this month. And you can really, really achieve some really good things by getting your act together in this area. So be confident, be courageous, stand up and speak your truth. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of the state of the world. Don't be afraid of the possibility of pandemics or, weather events. Don't let your power be taken away. Don't allow yourself to slip into fear. You raise your vibration and you reclaim your power, and you be positive and you have faith and trust. You are an energetic being. You are an extension of source energy, and there's an army of assistance all around you waiting for you to invite it in so that you can stay protected. You utilize that, all right? And you make the most of that in this month of February. I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 7. You guys are in a year that is in harmony with the universal year. Okay, and with that universal year, if you want some more information about that 7 universal year and your 7 personal year number, you can always also go back to the 2023 numerology forecast and listen to the introduction, because that talks about the 7 in a really deep way, and it also talks about it You can also Google 7 personal year number, 7 universal year number to get more information, because you guys are getting the double dose, and every year you will get a double dose of that universal year number with your personal year number. And so, your checklist this year is really about doing whatever you need to do to raise your vibration. Work on your personal development. Take a look at the parts of your personality that are letting you down, that cause you anguish, the things you worry about. Bring your fears out in the open and look at them. What's holding me back? Some people don't have any fear, but they're kind of anxious because they're not where they want to be in life, because they're sort of trying to aim at some goals and things aren't really happening as easy or quickly for them. And some of those people, the lesson is patience. The lesson is, don't be so driven and micromanaging and controlling of success. Just trust and feel the success in your heart and be happy and be kind and loving and caring and giving, and it will naturally flow to you. Everybody's working on different things, and the 7 year has given you an opportunity to really take a deep look at yourself on a deeper level and work on what needs to be improved, because those improvements that you make this year will carry you through for your whole life, and they set the tone for a much better future because you've done the work from within ahead of time. That's why this year is so important. So in a way, you're really lucky having the same, personal year number as the universal year, because you've got a double dose of that energy on your side, prompting you and assisting you to be successful in the actions that need to be taken within that forecast, within that time period. So you're very blessed to have all that energy on your side. So let go and let God. Dive down the rabbit hole, fulfill your heart and soul and mind with wisdom and knowledge from anything mind, body, spirit related, anything psychologically, science, technical, IT, philosophy, and learning anything. If there's anything you want to learn this year, it's really going to sink in. It's going to make it easy for you to understand and to really sink in the 7 year, because it is the year of learning, and it also is the year of teaching. Now, for the month of February, you're in a 9 month. So you're in a 9 personal month of a 7 universal year, of a 7 personal year. And as you heard in the introduction, the 9 is about out with the old to make way for the new. So this is a month for you to let go of what isn't working for you anymore. Letting go of bad habits you might have outgrown. Letting go of any sort of things that you don't want to do anymore, that you're bored of, or that you're just not interested in, whether it's people, whether it's conversations about certain topics that you just are bored or grown out of, or negative conversations, whether it's you've grown out of the work you're doing and you want to learn something new. Don't forget you're in a time where you're able to really learn new things and they can really sink in. It may also be, I just want to walk away and move into a new town. I want to change houses. I want to move out of this relationship. Whatever it is, this 9 month is saying, you've got the ability to be able to out with the old to make way for the new. So take a look at what's holding you back and cut ties with any of those things, because it really is a time of transformation this month, and it's a time of letting go, and it's a time of clearing your closets, if you like, clearing out your life and decluttering yourself from within and in your actual personal space or in your home, so that you can have a nice clean slate moving on from next month on. So I'll leave that with you, and I'll move on now to personal year number 8. You guys are in a year where it's really important with the manifestation, because number 8 is a very powerful law of attraction number. It is the creative. It's about balancing the karmic scales. So in a way, it's almost like in this 8 year, it's a year where you can attract outcomes that you've been wanting. You can really attract what you've been trying to manifest. It can be a payoff year, where all the effort you've put in prior to now can really start to pay off. And that's why it's really important that you maintain those sort of manifestation practices, like your visualization, like your consistent affirmations, like you monitoring your own vibration on a day-to-day, moment-to-moment basis, so that you're really on top of things and you're really aware when you are being negative unnecessarily, and you pull yourself up. You go, hang on a minute, I'm still complaining and moaning about that situation. It's been 10 minutes now. I really should be over it. I need to get out of this negative space because I'm in danger of attracting more of the same. I'm extremely powerful manifesting creator right now. I need to get out of this space. Now I know what I don't want. What do I want? And take yourself to there. How would you rather be? You're moaning and complaining about something, or you're stuck in a situation. What outcome would you rather have? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Go there. Make yourself go there. Think about that. What does it look like? Imagine it. Feel it. Imagine your life if it was like that, and give more attention and more energy to that, so that that becomes your dominant thought more than the opposite or the lack of that. So this is also a time to, and of course, if you wanted some more information about your 8 personal year number in general, you can go to my YouTube page and you can find the video for 2023 Numerology Forecast and look it up there. Also, the 8 is about adopting an attitude of abundance, because it is the number of money, and so abundance and opportunity. So it's about you having, seeing the glass half full, believing money comes, money goes, I always end up on top. Abundance isn't only cash in hand. Abundance is opportunities. Abundance is happiness, joy, being in a high vibration, and having an abundance of all of those good feeling things. It's a great month to achieve goals and to, apply for promotion, start a new job or start a new career or build your career, work hard, expand, maybe learn some new things, study and advance your career. But it's definitely about dealing with legal matters, budgets, saving money, getting your finances in order, and reprogramming any limiting beliefs, but also reclaiming your personal power and not allowing yourself to become disempowered by anyone or anything. And that's the dominant vibration for your personal year number. But now we're looking at the month that you're in, which is February. And that puts you on a 1 personal month of an 8 personal year for you for February. And the 1 is about new beginnings, new opportunities. So it's about, what do you want to begin? What do you want to start? What is it that you want to create that you haven't, and you're taking the steps to do that? So you've been given a green light. Actually, it's a very powerful combination of numbers that you are in for the month of February, because anything can happen, because number 1 and number 8 are both powerful creative manifestation numbers, and you're in the 8 and the 1. So get on YouTube, watch some Abraham Hicks Law of Attraction videos, really familiarize yourself with that process. Now, the 1 month that you're in is also about learning to be more independent, standing on your own 2 feet, taking control of yourself, taking control of your life, making decisions, being proactive. It's also about being okay with being a bit different, being okay with maybe going against the grain, being a bit of a black sheep, having the courage to do things differently from the norm, and being, going a path less traveled and being more independent, breaking away from the pack. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you the very best for the month of February. And I'll move on now to personal year number 9. You guys are in a year where it's the last year of a 9-year cycle. All right, so it's the very last year of a 9-year block of time, and this only happens every 9 years, and it's your year of transformation. And trust me, I do hundreds of readings, and many people in 9 years, and they all say at the end of it, man, the person I was at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, is totally different from who I was at the beginning of the year. So this is your opportunity to shine. It's your opportunity to put all that effort and that hard work into action, and to really make something of yourself in terms of your development, your transformation. It's where you will move from the chrysalis to the butterfly. It can be a payoff year where things you've been working on to finally come to fruition. It can be a time where you really nail those things you've been working on for a period of time. But it's also a time, it's a cycle of endings and completion. So some people can literally have some endings and completion present themselves in their lives. So, for example, some people can have an unexpected house move or an unexpected relationship change, or people leave their life. And then other people can have everything the same relationship, same family, same home, same job, but an inner transformation, an inner ending and completion of sort of maybe an ongoing bitter way of viewing a problem that you had a couple of years ago, and you finally had the realization through a lot of personal growth and a lot of growing up and maturing and evolving, that by the end of the year you look at that issue from a totally different mindset, from a higher conscious awareness as your higher self, and you've depersonalized from it, and you see the bigger picture and you go, oh my God, I see that whole scenario completely different now, and I see the blessing that it's brought me and the benefits as a result of that. And wow, I see that whole scenario from a whole different point of view, from a higher perspective. And what does that do as you do that? You raise your vibration. You've cut those heavy weight bags, those heavy sandbags that have been weighing you down, lowering your vibration, putting your health in danger as a result, and you've cut them. You've gone just from the plain process of realization and changing my perspective through spiritual maturity and growth. I see it completely different. I can let it go and move forward with my life feeling light and free. And my heart is open. My heart is light. My shoulders are lighter. Yeah, that's how it works. Everyone's going to have a different 9 year, but that's what we're gunning for. We're gunning for better than you were when you started the year, and you're going out with the old to make way for the new. Now, for the month of February, you are in a 2 month, and that is a month where slow and steady wins the race. So I really want you to go within this month, and that ties in nicely with the 7 universal year, which is literally saying, go slow, don't force things to happen. You need to be really patient this month, be really kind to yourself, be really gentle to yourself. It's a perfect combination of numbers to go on a retreat, or to spend some quiet time alone, or to pamper yourself, or to do some sort of reading, some real, soul-searching books that make your heart sing. It's a time of reaching out and connecting in an emotional way and meaningful ways with people. It's about bonding. It's about getting to know yourself and loving yourself unconditionally, nurturing yourself, being kind to yourself, treating yourself like your best friend. It's about acknowledging your emotions and how valuable they are, and acknowledging their authenticity, and being your true self, and having the courage to say what you really feel and what you really think, and not being afraid of speaking your truth, and just having the courage to be honest and say, no, I don't want to do that, or this is how I feel. It's also where, relationship issues that have been brewing sort of beneath the surface may rise to be looked at. They may rise to be addressed. You may feel hypersensitive. You may overreact because of that hypersensitivity. So be very aware of your tendency to overreact in this emotional, sensitive energy for the month, so that you really think before you speak, so that you are really understanding of everybody's point of view, not just your own. You don't jump the gun. You don't ram things down people's throat. You don't, you soften yourself. You're kind about yourself. You forgive others. You're really understanding. Great month to do any psychic kind of development, or any intuitive work, or any energy work, or anything that strengthens your relationship with nature, with your divine feminine, with your intuition, with the water. Number 2 is governed by Cancer, by the water, by the moon, by the divine feminine. And so trust your gut instinct, expand your psychic abilities, work with moon cycles or whatever it is that you're into, crystals, animals, nature, all of that kind of thing. And, if you're single, some people might meet someone special if that's destined for them to meet someone special this month. If not this month, it's a year where anything can happen, and it usually does. So be very open, but work on your own self-esteem, and work on having a healthy mindset about love and about relationships. If you are negative about love and relationships, and you're not trustworthy, you don't believe people can be trusted, you feel you're only going to get hurt, you really want to work on those things, because we attract what we feel, or we attract what we need to learn. So if you want a healthy, harmonious, loving relationship, first you need to believe you deserve it. Second, you need to believe it exists out there. Third, you need to believe that there are trustworthy, amazing people out there that are going to hold your heart and hold it with honor, and you need to be able to give that love freely yourself to others. Instead of what can I get? I want love. Who can I love? What can I give? Who can I give love to? Be that which you want, that sort of thing. So I'll leave that with you, and I wish you a wonderful February. And I will be back on the 1st of March with your forecast for March. So have a great month, everybody. Take care. Bye.